Hello.
ይሰማል ትሻል?
ይሰማል?
አዎ ይሰማል።
So the first chapter of the course, I think, introduces the basic definitions of business marketing, or simply industrial marketing. Do you have any idea between the difference between consumer market and business markets?
Yes.
Okay. So before we proceed to the detailed discussions of the course, first we have to differentiate the difference between industrial marketing or business to business marketing or organizational marketing. The ultimate goal of this industrial marketing would be selling or identifying. I hope you are familiar with what's marketing. You know, marketing is the process of identifying the customer's need and delivering the product that satisfies the customer's need. So in this industrial marketing, so the customers of the producer would be organizations or business organization. So in this case, the producer is a business and the consumer, the buyer would be a business organization. So in this case, the marketing process is in between marketing, business organization to business organization. So that's why it's a B2B business or business marketing. So the customers of this producer would be manufacturing organization, government institution, private organization, institutional or higher education, hospital, distributor, and dealer. This is the customers of a producer. The producer is also a business. So the transaction between this organization would be a business marketing, the transaction between these two. So in this case, what makes industrial marketing different from a consumer market? So in business market, the product or the service is purchased for the sake of further process. In consumer market, the ultimate reason why consumer purchase is for personal consumption. For consumption and for further process. So in this case, in the first chapter of the course, we'll see the definitions of industrial marketing. Simply, industrial marketing is all about marketing between two business or more than two business organization. Here, in one hand, there is the producer, and the customer would be different organizations. So the transaction in between this organization is known as industrial marketing. As the name implies, products are classified as consumer product and industrial products. The product, produced in any organization could be either consumer product or industrial. So in this case, depending on the purpose of the product, we can classify the producers. The producer is consumer product producer or industrial product producer. So the marketing process between industrial product producer and the buyer would be industrial marketing. In this case, we'll see who will be the consumers, the industrial market customer. The industrial market customer. So in this case, all organizations that need a product for further process would be the customers of industrial market or industrial marketing. So in this case, we will see the components of industrial market. So in consumer market, so there are different components that constitute the market. Simply, the market is a process. This process has different components that interact to make the marketing system is, appropriate for the consumer or the producer. So in this case, we'll see the component. The producer would be one component. The buyer, also another component. The facilitator. So within the payment transaction, they need financial institution like a bank. The payment will be facilitated by banks or financial institution. And the transportation system, also one component. Because the products are transported from producer to the industrial consumer. So this is transportation is another component. So there are also advertisements. Advertising agencies are also another component. So in this case, we'll see the different components. So, and we'll compare and contrast the difference between business market and the consumer market. So the ultimate difference between these two markets would be the nature of the product. In business market, the product is produced for further process, whereas in consumer market, the product is produced for final consumption. That's their major difference. In terms of buyers, in consumer market, the buyer is, few. The buyer is few and concentrated, geographically concentrated in few areas or in capital city. Whereas in consumer market, the consumer or the customer is dispersed everywhere. You can find the consumers of a consumer market everywhere. The customer would be individuals, families, households, and so on. So you can find individual everywhere and dispersed, geographically. And the other difference between business market and consumer market. In business market, so buyers purchase in large amount or in bulk amount, whereas in consumer market, individuals purchase in few amount, just for the sake of consumption. So in this case, we'll discuss this in this chapter, and the nature of demand. Chapter 2, and industrial markets. There are different types of demand. I hope you have taken principle of marketing, I hope. And you may be familiar with the core concepts of marketing, the core concepts. The first core concept of marketing is need. Need. Need is simply the state of deprivation, the state of. It can be physiological or it could be psychological need. So this need is backed with culture, it would become want. Want. So want is backed with, the ability to pay and the willingness to pay. So it could be demand. So the most important core concepts of marketing is need, want, and demand. So demand could be consumer demand or it could be industrial market demand. So the demand of industrial buyer or industrial product buyer could be derived demand. Derived means simply as a result of purchasing one product, you need another product. you need. So this industrial customer may purchase a car. Let it be. Car is industrial product. So as a result of purchasing a car, so they need fuel, they need tire and other accessories. So the need for fuel and the need for a tire would be a derived demand. So in this case, there are a number of, different types of demand in industrial market. Joint demand, and demand as a result of, different products. While, purchasing different products, so you may need another product to use jointly, joint, which means in collaboration. So within this chapter, we will see price insensitivity, which means price elasticity or price inelasticity. This term is related with economics, as the change in price may not affect the demand. So in this case, this indicates price insensitivity. As price changes, if the demand doesn't change, I hope you may be familiar with the relationship between demand and the price. Demand and the price. They do have direct or indirect relationship. Actually, you can differentiate demand and the price for normal goods. There are different types of goods, actually. Luxury goods, necessity goods, and inferior goods. So we are talking about normal goods. So normal good, in a sense, you may require at normal circumstances, just for the sake of, satisfying your need. So in this case, as price increase, demand may decrease in these types of products. So for a particular product, as price increase, the quantity you are going to purchase will decrease. This is, a relationship between price and demand. But as price increased, the amount of product you are going to purchase doesn't change. This product is simply price insensitive, regardless of the change in price. So we can say that this product is price insensitive. But if the price changes, the demand will also change. Immediately, that type of demand would be price sensitive. Sensitive in a sense, as price change, the quantity will change. Let me give you one example. When the price is 100 birr for a particular product, so you can purchase 10 products. If the price is 100 birr. But unexpectedly, if the price is increased to 300 birr for that specific product, but your income is remain unincreased. So what's the only option you are going to do is you will purchase few amounts of that product as a result of the price. Since your income is remain, but the product price will increase. So if you want to increase the quantity, so you need additional income, but your income is remain constant. So in this case, the only option you are going to do is decreasing the quantity you were purchasing at a price of 100 birr. So in this case, this type of product is price sensitive. as price change, the quantity change. That product is, or that demand would be price sensitive. Regardless of the price, whether it is changed or remain constant, if the quantity remain constant, so that good is or demand would be price insensitive. So in this case, we show also reverse elasticity and cross elasticity. This is related with inverse relationship with price and demand. As demand increase, you know, maybe demand is dependent. Price is independent, demand is dependent. Demand means simply the quantity you are going to purchase, demand. So in this case, as price increase, the quantity will decrease. That's inverse relationship or reverse. And we'll see cross elasticity also in this chapter. But this is related with the second chapter of the course, second chapter. And the third chapter would be industrial business buying or buyer's behavior. So who are the buyers of industrial products? They are business organizations. So this business organization, since they are an artificial entity, so who's supposed to purchase the product? You know, there are different functional units within the organization. Purchasing department is responsible to purchase the product. So in this case, the buying behavior of a business organization depends on the purchaser's behavior. Depends. There are decision-making units. There are different parties involved in purchasing process. Different parties. One, the purchaser themselves. The other is someone who initiates the need. Different departments require or ask to purchase that product. There are different roles. The top management is responsible to approve the purchasing process. So the behavior of this buying business behavior depends on, you know, the parties involved in the purchasing process. Actually, there are around 8 steps in industrial purchasing process or industrial marketing, starting from identifying the need. First, they have to identify the needs of each department within the organization, up to purchasing and storing the product to their warehouse. So in this case, in this process, there are different parties involved, starting from the purchasing department up to the technical specification approval unit. Someone may be, make the criteria for the purchase, specifications, like the price determination, quantity, quality determination. So depending on the parties involved in this buying process, so the behavior depends, the behavior. So in this case, there are different situations. You may purchase for the first time, that's a new buying situation. You may repeatedly purchase this product in one organization. So in this case, no need of passing the 7 stages. For a new buying process, you have to pass 7 stages. If you repeatedly purchase the same product within the same producer, so no need of passing the 7 stages or steps. You may jump some of the process. So in this case, we will see 3 types of buying situation: new buying situation, modified buying situation, and routine buying situation. Routine, in a sense, every day the purchaser may purchase different supplies. So in this case, these types of purchase is known as routine purchase process. And what motivates a business buyer to purchase? So there are different motivation. Actually, in consumer market, what motivates an individual to purchase a product is either the individual's psychology, the individual's friend, external, or the individual's neighborhood may influence to purchase a product. You may purchase a new shoe because of your peer or because of your friend. But in organization or in business buying, what motivates the buyer or the business buyer would be different departments. So within one organization, there are different departments. So the need raised from each department and compiled this need and goes to a market through advertisement or any other means of promotional techniques. So in this case, we will discuss these issues in this chapter. And the fourth chapter would be segmentation of market. Segmentation, which means dividing the market first into different groups. Segmentation means dividing the market. Once we divide the market based on different criteria, because producers may not satisfy all business organizations, may not satisfy. So in this case, they need to divide the market into different segments or different groups. The process of dividing the market into a smaller group would be market segmentation. So in consumer market, the classification or the segmentation criteria would be age, income, sex, and so on. There are different classifications. But in business market, the criteria would be macro environment or a little bit medium environmental segmentation criteria. So in this case, we'll see what are the basic segmentation criteria in business markets, the basic. So we'll see the segmentation at macro level, at larger level. Macro means large. And intermediate, a little bit lower than macro. And the other would be the micro level. Micro means at a small level. So in this case, there are three classification criteria: macro level, intermediate or medium level, and micro, which means at a smaller level. So we can classify using this criteria. And once we segment, the process of selecting one best segmented area would be positioning, or sometimes this is known as evaluation. So in this case, once we segment, the next would be applying different marketing strategies. Marketing strategy, you may familiar with the marketing 4P. How we are going to communicate your customer. So in this case, there are marketing mixes or marketing strategies. This marketing strategy is known as marketing 4P. 4P means simply you have to develop high quality product, which is product. So you can compete with the others in terms of providing superior quality product. So this type of strategy is known as product development strategy or product strategy. Or you can compete with others through pricing. The second P, price indicates, so business organization can compete by setting a lower price for their product as compared with their competitors. So the second would be price. So business organization always compete with a lower price, setting a lower price with their competitors. if their pricing strategies, price. In some cases, there are also a premium price, premium. If you believe to be your product is superior quality, so you can set a higher price than your competitor. But this strategy may not always work unless you are come up with high quality product. The other strategy, the third P would be promotion. So you can promote aggressively through different, marketing strategies, like market penetration. This type of strategy could be, advertising aggressively through different advertisement techniques. There are 5 types of promotional tools or techniques. 5. 1, personal selling. You may hire salesperson and promote your product and sell to the customer. But this types of strategy is important when your product is, very expensive, like real estate products. You need a person. It should be expensive and high valuable products. There are also free advertisement, like publicity. Publicity means simply sponsoring some events, sponsoring. So in this case, as marketing strategy, the last could be distribution channel, or simply this known as place, the 4P. This place could be the distribution channel. You can distribute your product directly from producer to consumer. This is a direct channel. In some cases, you may distribute your product from producer to consumer through retailer, through wholesaler, or through agents, or a combination of this. So in this case, you can use either of this technique, direct or indirect distribution channel, to take an advantage over the competitors. So this will be discussed, the details in this unit. So in this case, once we set this marketing strategy, we have to evaluate which market potential has more advantage, which market potential. Since segmentation is dividing the market into smaller groups, dividing the market into a segment. So it's difficult to serve all segments. It's difficult because of, the need is different for the consumer, the industrial consumers or industrial buyers, or in some cases, the capacity to serve all customers. It's difficult. So in this case, you have to, select 1 or 2 market segments among the different segments. So in this case, which segment is more attractive? So in this case, you have to evaluate and select the best. So in this case, this will be discussed in this chapter. This chapter is all about identifying the market segment and serve the market. Identifying the market and serve the market. So chapter 5, industrial products. What are, product can be classified based on their purpose into 2 major products: consumer product and industrial products. So consumer product is classified further as necessity goods or necessity product or luxury product, inferior product, and so on. There are a number of classifications, but industrial product is further classified as raw material, work in process, finished goods, supplies, and equipment we can classify it. So the input should be raw material, should be. A cement factory produces a cement. This cement is an input for a construction industry. It's an input. There are work in process products, product in process. This could be one type of industrial products. Finished goods also a kind of product for industrial products. There are also supplies and equipment. Supplies, this is a kind of office equipment, or sometimes products consumed within the office, like stationaries, or sometimes there are different supplies in office. So this could be a kind of supplies product. Equipment, it's obvious. There are different machineries, there are different tools and so on. This could be a kind of industrial product. So in this case, we'll see the classification. We'll see the major classification. Raw material, work in process, finished goods, equipment, and supplies. This is the classification. So product line can be defined. Product line is a product with different variety, but the same product. You may produce import-export product. You may produce, different product with, different features, but within one product line. Like if you produce detergent, it could be dry detergent, or it could be liquid detergent. It could be dry in a sense, you can't touch. It's dry. So in this case, you can produce this group of product could be product line. The other would be life cycle. Just a human being, products are developed, grow, mature, and just out of the market or decline stage. There are 4 stages in product development. This stage of product development is product life cycle. Just like human being. Human beings are incept, born, grow, mature, and finally the life cycle. Decline, get older, and finally pass away. So like human being, products pass this type of life cycle, curve life cycle, introduced to the market, exist in the market, and finally out of the market. So in this case, we will see different strategies adapted in this life cycle. In growth strategy, we will use a different strategy than in maturity stage. We'll see also a different strategy in decline stage. What we are going to do if your product is just out of the market. So in this case, either reinvent your product or introduce another feature to your product. So in this case, this would be a different strategy adapted in life cycles of the product. So within this chapter, we'll see product portfolio classification. Portfolio means simply group of product. Group of products are classified, analyzed, and will adapt different strategy. And we'll see why organizations or business organizations are producing products. So there are different product objectives and product policies. Some products may be introduced to the market to stabilize the market inflation. Some products are introduced to the market, to stabilize the demand inconsistency, the demand. So in this case, we'll see different product objectives, and when we develop a product, we have to follow strictly some procedures. This procedure could be a product policy. When you develop product policy, the product should not harm the environment. This is one policy, environmental protection policy. The product should not harm the customer. So customer protection policy. So when we develop any product, so we have to follow strictly some procedures. This procedure is simply policy. And when we develop new products, so we have to follow some sequential steps. This sequential steps starting from idea generation up to product commercialization. So in this case, we'll see, new product development process. The first process starts with idea generation. The product idea should be gathered and screened out and changed into product concept. Product concept means simply different from product idea. Product idea is simply the thought or the assumption of the product. Product development is simply change the product from idea to a detailed version of the product idea, detailed version. We have to develop specification, we have to develop their objectives and so on. In this case, we'll see different steps in product development process. So once we follow this process, so we have to design the product. And design means simply the workmanship of the product. What type of design we are going to produce? So the design sometimes depends on the customer's need, or the design could be with, the marketer's thought. Marketer. Sometimes, because of different marketing philosophy, some organization may follow customer-based marketing. So in this case, the product design based on the customer's need. Some organization may follow a kind of production marketing philosophy, production. So in this case, their objective is, as much as possible, produce the product based on their design and available to the market at a minimum cost. So in this case, maybe you may be familiar with the 5 marketing philosophies: the production concept philosophy, the product concept philosophy, the marketing concept philosophy, societal marketing concept philosophy. So depending on this philosophy, so you can come up with a new product design. So in this case, once we select the design, so we have to select a product selection. So among different products, we have to select a product selection, not product deletion. So you have to adjust this product deletion into product selection. Once you select a product, the next would be, deliver to the market. Which market? The smaller market. In market segmentation, the smallest segment of the market could be a niche market. Niche means smaller market, So when we apply, So in this case, we have to develop products for the niche market. A niche market, in a sense, we have to develop a product for smaller market, smaller. And the sixth chapter of the product industrial pricing. How can we set a price for industrial product? So obviously there are different pricing pricing. So in this case, we'll see a different factor that affect the pricing strategy. So we can set a price for a current product or a new product. So in this case, so we'll approach different pricing strategies like cost plus strategy, cost plus. Cost plus, in a sense, first you have to produce the product. So you have to sum up all costs incurred while producing the product. And when you sell this product, so you have to add something, which is a margin, which is a percentage as a profit. So in this case, there are different pricing strategy. When we set a new product, so we have to consider the customer's ability to pay for that product, the customer's demand. If the demand for this product is high, you can set higher price. If the product's demand is medium, you can set relative lower price. So in this case, we'll see different pricing method with different strategies. So we'll see a different strategy for pricing the current products. You are selling a particular product in the current market. And for this product, so how you are going to set a price for a current product? So in this case, we'll see new product for a new market, existing product for a new market, or existing product for existing market. Or completely, you can come up with new product for new market. This is a kind of diversification strategy. So in this case, we'll see a different pricing strategy in this chapter. So in this case, we'll see these details, but this is the most interesting part of the course, setting a price. So when we set a price for a particular product, you have to consider different factors. Consider the payment ability or the demand for the product. You can also consider the competitor's price. The competitor price is one factor. The psychological makeup of the purchaser. These all things should be considered in industrial pricing. I think this is the last chapter of the course, distribution and channel relation. Once you set a price for the product, whether it is existing product or new product, how you are going to distribute. That's known as a distribution. So there are only two ways of distribution mechanism: direct distribution or direct distribution. Direct, simply produce and deliver to the industrial customer. Indirect, so we'll see the involvement of marketing intermediaries. Marketing intermediary, a retailer, wholesaler, or agent. Most of the time, this industrial channel could be a direct or a few involvements of distribution channel. So in this case, we'll see a major industrial distribution channel: direct, indirect. Within indirect, we'll see producer, retailer and industrial buyer relationship, the three. So in this case, we'll see that the best channel of distribution strategy in industrial market. And when we identify this channel, so we have to also consider different factors to choose the best channel. So in this case, the frequency, the capability of the channel or the marketing intermediary should be considered. Sometimes marketing intermediaries that involves in between the producer and the industrial customer, we have to, investigate the capability, the ability to distribute this product, the ability. So in this case, we have to consider another factors also. So this will be discussed in detail in this course.
በትምህርት ከፍ ብሎ መብረር ይቻላል። ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ከከፍተኛ ትምህርት አግባብነትና ጥራት ኤጀንሲ ሙሉ ዕውቅናን ባገኘንባቸው በማስተርስ ዲግሪ MBA በስትራቴጂክ ማኔጅመንት፣ MBA በባንኪንግ እና ፋይናንስ፣ MBA በቢዝነስ ሊደርሺፕ፣ MBA በሪስክና ኢንሹራንስ፣ MSc በኢንተርናሽናል ትሬድ እና ኢኮኖሚክስ ዘርፎች በእውቀት ለመቅረጽ የበቁ ፕሮፌሰሮቻችን አረንጓዴ መብራታቸውን አብርተዋል። በነገራችን ላይ በኬንያ ሀገር ከሚገኙ ስመጥር ዩኒቨርሲቲዎች በሚመጡ ፕሮፌሰሮች የትኩረት መስክ ትምህርቶቹ መሰጠታቸው ልዩ ያደርገናል። በምርጥ የትምህርት ስርዓት የተገነባው ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ በመጀመሪያ ዲግሪ በአቪዬሽን ማኔጅመንት፣ በሆቴል ማኔጅመንት፣ በአካውንቲንግ እና ፋይናንስ፣ በማርኬቲንግ ማኔጅመንት አስተማማኝ ትምህርት ይገቢውና ራስዎንና ሀገሮን ይለውጡ። አድራሻ 22 አደባባይ ወደ ሾላ በሚወስደው መንገድ ላይ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ህልሞን እውን ያደርጋል።
ከኮርስ አውትላይን ነው ዲስከስ እንዳደረግነው 7 ቻፕተር ነው ያለው። የመጀመሪያው ቻፕተር እንግዲህ ዴፊኒሽኑን ነው የሚያስተምረን እና ምናልባት እንግዲህ ማርኬቲንግ ኮርስ ወስዳችኋል አይደል? ከዚህ በፊት ፕሪንሲፕል ኦፍ ኦኬ። እስኪ ለጠቅላላ እውቀት ምን ዲፓርትመንት ናቸው?
ማርኬቲንግ ማኔጅመንት።
በጣም አሪፍ። ስለዚህ የማርኬቲንግ ኮርሶችን ወስዳችኋል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ አሁን ጠቅለል አድርጌ ኮርሱ ምን እንደሚል እዚህ ሃይላይት ልስጣችሁና ከዛ በኋላ ዲስከስ ያደርግን እንሄዳለን። So the definition of industrial marketing. This industrial marketing is used interchangeably with different terminologies. This terminology could be business to business, the transaction between business and other business organizations. Business marketing, as the name implies, or organizational marketing. When you refer different books, don't be confused with these 3 terminologies. So in this case, when we define industrial or business to business marketing, simply applying the marketing concept in products and services which is sold to business organization. What makes these courses different is in consumer market you are going to identify the individual's demand, the individual's need. Whereas in this industrial marketing, you are going to identify, a pooled need. Pooled, pooled means, need gathered or collected from different individuals. So within one organization, there are different departments that requires different products. So based on the requirement or the requests of this department, the responsible body, which is the purchasing department, collect and conduct the purchasing process. So in this case, who is the buyers? Manufacturing companies. Who is the buyer? Government undertakings. Who is the buyer? Private sectors. Like National Aviation College purchased different materials. National Aviation College purchased computers, table. There are different products. So the transaction between a computer producer and National Aviation College is simply industrial marketing. You can think, because this is educational institution. Hospitals also purchase, nowadays there are different masks or different sanitation material and so on. So the producer of this sanitary material and the hospital, the transaction could be industrial marketing. So what makes this different from consumer is, in consumer market, you can identify the individual need. But in industrial market, you are going to identify the company's need. The company's need is a combination of individuals' need in different organizational function or departments. So in this case, what makes, in your understanding, let me give you a chance for, I think you are seven students are attending the presentation. So let me ask you, in your perspective, do you think that industrial product is the same as consumer product in your perception?
Please say again.
In your perception or in your understanding, do you think that industrial marketing, industrial product and consumer products are same?
No. No.
Okay, your answer is no. So in terms of, like, you may purchase a clothes sometimes for your personal consumption. What about, there are also organizations purchase a clothes, just sanitary, or sometimes there are different sanitary products. We may also use this product. ለምሳሌ
የአማውንት ዲፍረንስ ይኖራል።
ስለዚህ አሁን the characteristics of consumer market, consumer product and industrial product in terms of what? Usage, in terms of amount. ስለዚህ አሁን አንዳንዴ ተማሪዎች ግር የሚላቸው ምን መሰላችሁ? ለምሳሌ አሁን እናንተ ልትጠቀሙበት እስክሪብቶ ትገዛላችሁ አይደል እንዴ? It's a kind of consumer product. You are purchasing to consume it. Consumer product ነው። ለምሳሌ ትልልቅ ኢንስቲትዩሽኖች፣ ትምህርት ቤቶች፣ ዩኒቨርሲቲዎች ምናምን እስክሪብቶ ይገዛሉ። the same product ግን ምን እንለዋለን? እሱ industrial product. They are purchased a bulk amount, but not for the consumption of the university. It is for further process. ከዛ በኋላ ዩኒቨርሲቲው ራሱ አይደለም የሚጠቀምበት። ምንድነው የሚያደርገው? ቀጥሎ ለጠየቁ ሰዎች ወደ ታች for further ይሄዳል ማለት ነው። የገዛው ሰው ሊጠቀምበት አይደለም ኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮዳክት የሚገዛው ማለት ነው። ለምሳሌ ሲሚንቶ የሚገዛ ድርጅት ሲሚንቶውን further ምን ያደርገዋል? ወደ ሌላ ፕሮዳክትነት ይቀይረዋል። ለኮንሰፕሽን አይደለም ማለት ነው። ምክንያቱም ህንፃ ወደ ህንፃነት ይቀይረዋል ማለት ትችላላችሁ። ስለዚህ it's a kind of their differences in terms of usage or amount or in terms of purpose. In terms of purpose. እስኪ ሌላስ?
ኮንሱመሮቹ ፊው ናቸው በኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬት ጊዜ
they are few and concentrated in few areas most of the time in large cities concentrated ለምሳሌ አዲስ አበባ ብትሄዱ ብዙ ኮንሱመሮችን ታገኛላችሁ ኢንዱስትሪያል ከስተመሮችን ታገኛላችሁ አነስ ወዳለ ከተማ ብትሄዱ ደግሞ ቁጥራቸው ምን እያነሰ ይሄዳል ማለት ነው ስለዚህ they are concentrated in few areas consumer markets yes
ሌላ ዲስፐርስድ ነው ምክንያቱም they are individual ስለሚሆኑ ከስተመር ማርኬት ላይ ማለት ነው
yeah everywhere ምናልባት በቁጥር ብትወስዱ አንድ ፕሮዳክት ብታመርቱ ኮንሱመር የምንላቸው ትልልቅ ድርጅቶች ይሆናሉ በአገራችን ውስጥ ምናልባት ትልልቅ ድርጅቶች የምንላቸው ምናልባት እንግዲህ በሺዎች ይቆጠሩ ናቸው ብንል ኢንዲቪጁዋል ማርኬት ላይ ግን በስንት ይቆጠራል በሚሊየን ይቆጠራል ማለት ነው ምናልባት በእኛ ሀገር ደረጃ አስተሳሰቡት አንድ ፕሮዳክት ብታመርቱ ፖቴንሻል ከስተመር 110 ሚሊዮን ይኖራቸዋል ኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮዳክት ብታመርቱ ግን ምናልባት ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ያሉ ድርጅቶችን ቁጥራችሁ they are few relative to 100 million ስለዚህ ከምን አንፃር መለየት ይችላልላችሁ ከፐርፐዛቸው ከሎኬሽናቸው they are dispersed whereas in industrial market they are concentrated in few area in terms of purchase industrial products are purchased in bulk amount whereas in consumer market in few amount so all business organizations buy products and services to satisfy the production of goods and services in consumer market to satisfy the individual need individual need is simply the deprivation of or the state of felt deprivation but all organizations have purchased industrial products to satisfy the production of goods and services so those previously purchased product is simply an input the output of one organization would be an input of another organization solving problems related to product usage sometimes large business organizations any shortage of different products to solve this shortage of this product so they can conduct a purchasing process or purchase industrial products reducing warranty claims warranty means a kind of giving collateral or simply this is warranty means a claim so to reducing warranty claims means when organizations selling to business organization they are reducing the warranty period or the warranty at all warranty means simply a guarantee but if business organizations are selling to consumer so they have to implement the warranty claim but if they sell in large amount for industrial market so they are reducing the warranty claim no one will claim ምናልባት እንግዲህ ጋራንቲ ታውቃላችሁ አይደል ዋስትና ማለት ነው ዋራንቲ አሁን ለትልልቅ ድርጅቶች በላርጅ አማውንት በልክ አማውንት በተሸጠ ቁጥር ዋራንቲ መስጠት አይቻልም ግን ኢንፊው አማውንት ሲሸጥ ለአንድ ሰው ለሁለት ሰው ብትሸጡ ግን ለኢንዲቪጁዋል ኮንሱመር ብትሸጥ ግን ዋስትና ይሰጣል ማለት ነው ይሄ ከብዛቱ ጋር እንትን ተብሎ ነው። ምናልባት አሁን ከውጭ ኮምፒውተር ምናልባት አምራቾች እያንዳንዱ ሰው ሲሸጡ ምናልባት አፕል ገዝታችሁ ከሆነ ምን ዋራንቲ ፔሪድ ይኖረዋል። ለድርጅቶች ቢሸጡት ግን 10,000 20,000 ሞባይል ቢሸጡ ወይም ኮምፒውተር ቢሸጡ ዋራንቲውን ይቀንሱታል። ሙሉ ለሙሉ ኢፌክቲቭሊ ኢምፕሊመንት አደረጉት ማለት ነውና በብዛት ድርጅቶች ለኮንሱመር ወይም ለኢንዲቪጁዋል ኮንሱመር ከሚሸጡ ይልቅ ለማን መሸጥን ይመርጣሉ? ለላርጅ ቢዝነስ ኦርጋናይዜሽን። ስለዚህ ዋራንቲ ፔሪዱን ወይም ዋራንቲ ክሌሙን መቀነስ ይችላሉ ማለት ነው። ሌላ ደግሞ ሜኪንግ ፕሮፊት ነው። ቢዝነስ ኦርጋናይዜሽን ከሌላ ቢዝነስ ኦርጋናይዜሽን ፕሮዳክት እና ሰርቪስ የሚገዛው ትርፍ ለማትረፍ ነው። ለምሳሌ አንድ አምራች ድርጅት ይኖራል፣ ሌላው ከአምራቹ ወስዶ ያከፋፍላል ወይም ይሸጣል። to make simply a profit, making a profit። አንዳንዶቹ ደግሞ ያው ቢያመርቱት ከፍተኛ ዋጋ ሊያወጡ ይችላሉ። ስለዚህ ምን ያደርጋሉ? ከሌሎች ላይ ይገዛሉ ማለት ነው። ምናልባት make or buy decision የሚል እንትን ብላችሁ ከሆነ purchasing የሚል ኮርስ ወስዳችሁ ከሆነ make or buy ይላል እና አንድ ድርጅት ከሚገዛና ራሱ ከሚያመርት ዋጋውን ያወዳድራል። ብዙ ጊዜ ጀማሪ ሲሆን እንግዲህ ምናልባት ፊክስድ ኮስት ኳንቲቲ እየተመረተ ሲሄድ ብሬክ ኢቨን ኳንቲቲ ታውቃላችሁ? ብሬክ ኢቨን Are you familiar with break even? Okay. ምንድነው? አንዳንድ ድርጅቶች እቃውን ሲሰሩ የሚያወጡትን ኮስት ካልኩሌት ያደርጋሉ። ገዝተው ሲያመጡ ደግሞ ለምሳሌ አንድ ጫማ ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ብትሰሩት የማቴሪያል ዋጋ በጣም ውድ ነው፣ የሰው ዋጋ ውድ ሊሆን ይችላል፣ የምትጠቀሙበት ምናምን። ከዛ በኋላ ምን ሊያደርጉ ይችላሉ? አይ ይሄ ጫማ ከምሰራው እስኪ ከፍተኛ የሰው ኃይል ዋጋ ዝቅተኛ የሆነበት አለ። ለምሳሌ የቻይና እቃዎች ለምን ርካሽ ይሆናሉ እኛ ሀገር ታውቃላችሁ? እስኪ ሚነግረኝ። ደሰም ኳሊቲ
የመግዛት አቅማችንን አማካኝ አድርገው ስለሚሰሩት ነው ማለት ምን ከፍለው አቅም ጋር ስለሚሰራ
ኳሊቲ አሁን ለምሳሌ ሶስት ነገሮች ኮምፕሮማይዝ ይደረጋሉ። አንዱ ምንድነው? ዋጋ፣ ሌላው ጥራት እና ጊዜ ማለት ነው። እንደውም እኛ ሀገር አንድ ተረት አለ። ቶሎ ቤት ምንድነው የሚባለው? ሶስት ነገሮችን ይይዛል። ቶሎ የሚለው ጊዜን ይይዛል። ሰንበሌጥ በጣም ረካሽ ነው፣ በኳሊቲው ምንድነው በጣም የወረደ ኳሊቲ ነው ያለው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ አንዳንዴ ምን ይደረጋል መሰላችሁ? ድርጅቶች አምርተን ከምንሸጥና ገዝተን ከምንሸጥ የትኛው ዋጋ ይቀንስልናል ብለው ኮስት ቤኔፊት ይሰራሉ። ስለዚህ ብዙ ድርጅቶች ለምሳሌ በጣም የቆዩ ድርጅቶች ምን ያደርጋሉ? ኢኮኖሚክ ስኬል ኦፍ ፕሮዳክሽን ይባላል። ኢኮኖሚክ ስኬል ማለት ከፍተኛ በማምረት ይሄ ፊክስድ ዋጋቸው በጣም ቀንሰው ምን ላይ ይደርሳሉ? ይሄ ዳይሬክት ኮስቱ የሌበር የማቴሪያል ኮስት ብቻ ይኖርባቸዋል ማለት ነው። ይሄ ፊክስድ ኮስቱ የማሽነሪው ምናምን ነገር ይወርዳል ኮስቱ። በዚህ ጊዜ ከማምረት ይልቅ መግዛት ከነዛ ከፍተኛ ኢኮኖሚስ ኦፍ ስኬልስ ወይ በከፍተኛ ደረጃ የማምረት አቅማቸውን ከፍ ባረጉ ድርጅቶች የተመረቱ እቃዎችን ይገዙና ምን ያደርጋሉ? መሸጥ ይጀምራሉ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ አንዳንድ ድርጅቶች ለምንድነው ሌላ ድርጅት ሄደው የሚገዙት? ለምን ራሳቸው ማምረት አይችሉም ስትሉ ሚል ጥያቄ ሲጠይቁ የመጀመሪያው ምክንያታቸው ምንድነው? ኮስቱን ለመቀነስ ነው። የዛን እቃ ኮስት ለመቀነስ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ አንድ ድርጅት እዚህ ጫማ አምርት ከምትሉት ሌላ ሀገር ሄዶ በርካሽ ዋጋ ያመጣል። ርካሽ ያደረገበት ምክንያት ምንድነው? ይሄ ስኬል ኦፍ ፕሮዳክሽን ይባላል እንግዲህ በኢኮኖሚክስ ከፍተኛ የማምረት አቅማቸውን ተጠቅመው ፊክስድ ኮስታቸውን ዝቅ ያደርጋሉ ማለት ነው ስለዚህ ወጫቸው ቀጥታ የሰራተኛና የማቴሪያል ይሆናል ወደዚህ ስንመጣ ግን ምናልባት የቤት ኪራይ ሊኖር ይችላል የህንጻ መስሪያ ሊሆን ይችላል የማሽነሪ የግዢ ዋጋ ያ በሙሉ ተደምሮ ነው ኮስት የሚወጣለት አንድ ቀን ስለዚህ ለምንድን ነው ቢዝነስ ኦርጋናይዜሽኖች አቃ ፕሮዳክት ወይም ሰርቪስ የሚገዙት ተብላችሁ ተጠየቁ እነዚህ ነገሮችን ኮንሲደር ማድረግ ይኖርባቸዋል ማለት ነው So we can sum up the previous discussion. Generally, industrial organizations tend to be technically oriented, much more interested in particular products, and technically developed than individual consumers. They are technically oriented. When organizations start to purchase a particular product or service, first they have to develop technical specification. And most of the time, particular organization purchase a particular product. ምናልባት እንደኛ 4-5-6 ፕሮዳክት ላይ ያስፈልጋቸው ለምሳሌ የኮንሱመር ማርኬት ላይ ስትሄዱ አንድ ሰው ቢያንስ የሚጠቀምበት ሚኒመም ከ4-5 ያላነሰ ፕሮዳክት ይገዛል ከ4-5 ያላነሰ ማለት ነው ስለዚህ አንድ ላርጅ ኦርጋናይዜሽን ግን ኮምፒውተር መግዛት ካለበት ኮምፒውተር ግዢ ብቻ ብሎ ኮምፒውተር ብቻ ይገዛል ማለት ነው much more interested in particular products ኮምፒውተር ከገዛ ኮምፒውተር ገዛ ወይም የትምህርት መሳሪያ መጽሐፍ ከሆነ የሚገዙት መጽሐፍ ብቻ ይገዛሉ ማለት ነው ልክ አንድ ፕሮዳክት ላይ more interest ይኖራቸዋል ስለዚህ ቴክኒካሊ ነው ዲቨሎፕ የሚደረገው ከማን ይጀምራል ኢሹ የሚያደርገው ዲፓርትመንት ምን ዕቃ እንደሚፈልግ ለፐርቼዘሩ ወይም ለቴክኒካል ስፔሲፊኬሽን ለሚያወጣው ሰው ኮምፒውተር ፈልጋለሁ የሚል ዲፓርትመንት ቶሺባ ኮምፒውተር ይሄን ያህል ኮራይ 5 የሆነ ስክሪኑ ይሄን ያህል የሆነ ብሎ ይሰጣል ማለት ነው ከዛ በኋላ ያ ኮምፓይል ተደርጎ የግዢ ሂደቱን ያልፋል ማለት ነው ስለዚህ ቴክኒካሊ ዲቨሎፕድ ተደርጎ ነው እንትን የሚለው ማለት ነው ይሄ የኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬት እንደ ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ለምሳሌ እናንተ ዕቃ መግዛት ብትፈልጉ እንግዲህ ያው የዕቃው አይነት ይለያያል ለምሳሌ መኪና መግዛት ብትፈልጉ ማክሲመም ቤተሰብ ሊታማከሩ ትችላላችሁ እና የመኪና ቴክኒክ የሚያክሰው ነው የምታናገሩት አንድ ድርጅት ውስጥ ግን አንድ ዲፓርትመንት ኮምፒውተር ይገዛልኝ ቢል የመጀመሪያው የግዢ ጥያቄ ለማን ሄዳል ለቅርብ አለቃው የቅርብ አለቃው ለግዢ ክፍል የግዢ ክፍል ቴክኒኩን እንዲወጣለት ለቴክኒካል ስፔሲፊኬሽን ኮሚቴ ይልካል ከዛ በኋላ ግዢው እንዲጸድቅ ደግሞ ወደ ፕሬዝዳንቱ ወይ ወደ ጀነራል ማናጀሩ ይሄዳል ቴክኒካሊ ነው እንትን የሚለው ስለዚህ ለንጊዜ ነው ረጅም ነው አጭር አይደለም እንደ ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ማለት ነው ለዚህ ቢያንስ 7 ፕሮሰስ ይሄዳል 7 ፕሮሰስ ማለት ነው ወደ 5 የሚሆኑ ተሳታፊዎች ይኖሩበታል ማለት ነው 5 ገዢው ስፔሲፊኬሽን የሚያወጣው ጠያቂው ዲፓርትመንት ስቶር ኪፐር እና ቶፕ ማኔጅመንት ይሳተፉበታል አንድ ግዢ ላይ ማለት ነው ለዚህ ትንሽ ለንጊዜ ነው ማለት ነው ረዘም ይላል እስኪ ከዚህ በፊት በኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮዳክት ግዢ ላይ የተሳተፋለ ከናንተ ውስጥ በኮንሱመር አይደለም እሱ በየጊዜው የምትገዙት ነው ሞባይል ስትገዙ ልብስ ኤርፎን ስትገዙ የምትሳተፉት ስለሆነ እስኪ በኢንዱስትሪያል ፐርቼዝ ላይ የተሳተፋለ ካለ you can raise your hand. Hello? ስለዚህ አሁን ደግሞ ወደዚህኛው እንለፍና ኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬቲንግ ላይ እንደ ማናጀር ሆኖ የሚያገለግሉት ይሄ ቴክኒካል ስፔሲፊኬሽንን መስራት የሚችሉ ሰዎች እነዚህን ነገሮች ለምሳሌ አንድ ኮምፒውተር ስፔሲፊኬሽን ተሰርቶ ቢመጣለት አንድ ሰው ያን አናሊሲስ ሰርቶ ይሄ ነገር እንዴት ሊሆን ቻለ የሚል ስለ ፕሮዳክቱ ሊመራመር የሚችል ጥያቄ ሬዝ ሊያርግ የሚችል ሰው ቢሆን ይመረጣል ነው ለምሳሌ ኢንጂነሮች ለምሳሌ ስፔሲፊኬሽን በማውጣት ሂደት ብዙ ጊዜ ስለሚሳተፉ ማለት ነው እንግዲህ ኢንጂነር ሲባል የተለያየ የኢንጂነሪንግ እንትን አለ ሪሰርች እና ዲቨሎፕመንት ላይ ስለ ፕሮዳክቱ ይሄ ኢንጂነሪንጎቹ their responsibility in the configuration of the product configuration engineering ማለት እንግዲህ the construction of a product someone responsible to construct the product reverse engineering ቢባል ደግሞ ምንድነው የሚሆነው someone who is responsible to dismantle the product እንግዲህ ኢንጂነሪንግ the process of constructing a product ከሆነ ያው ከማርኬቲንግ አንፃር እንድታዩት ፈልጌ ነው reverse engineering ሲባል ደግሞ the process of distracting the product into pieces into components ስለዚህ እነዚህ ሰዎች ቢሳተፉበት የተሻለ ይሆናል ነው እንጂ ሌላው ሰው አይሆንም ማለት አይደለም ግን እነዚህ ቢሆኑ በብዛት ማኑፋክቸሪንግ ካምፓኒ ኮንስትራክሽን ካምፓኒ ነው የሚገዙት ስለዚህ ከነዚህ ሰዎች ጋር ዲል ለማድረግ ኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬቲንግ ላይ የሚቀመጡ ሰዎች ቴክኒካል ስኪል ያላቸው ቢሆን የተመረጠ ነው ስለዚህ ቴክኒካል ስኪል የሚኖረው ደግሞ ከነዚህ ዲፓርትመንት ያለ ሰው የተሻለ ይኖረዋል ማለት ነው እንግዲህ ያው ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ደንበኞቹ እነማን ናቸው ኢንዲቪጁዋልስ family or households your products I mean your business markets a business market ማን ናቸው እስኪ ንገረኝ የቢዝነስ ማርኬት ደንበኞች
የተለያዩ ካምፓኒዎች ሊሆኑ ይችላሉ
ካምፓኒዎች
government private
sectors educational institution hospital ደላሎች ዲለርስ የምንላቸው እነዚህ ዲለር ማለት ከብሮከር ይለያል someone who mediates between the buyer and the seller the dealer ስለዚህ እነዛ ሞር ምንድናቸው ኢንዲቪጁዋል አይደሉም እነዚህ ኢንዲቪጁዋል እና at few amount ሊገዙ የሚችሉ ናቸው ማለት ነው የሚገዙትም ለምንድነው ለራሳቸው ኮንሰፕሽን ብቻ ይሆናል ለራሳቸው ኮንሰፕሽን So this is the possible definitions of industrial marketing. Industrial marketing is, I hope you are familiar with what's marketing. So you have to relate activities related with, or dealing with organizational or different organization or manufacturing organization or more concerned institutions. Your activity is involved in or dealing with different institutions. In consumer marketing, you are dealing with individuals or group of families. So in this case, this is, organizations or marketing activity or marketing of product and service for organization. Simple. Just for the sake of production or facilitation of operations. So this is some of the marketer, or this is vendor. The difference between vendor and marketer. Vendor is a little bit, marketer means someone who pursued to purchase their product. Vendor, sometimes the one that needs some description about the product. So marketer is a dealer and the vendor is someone who needs the product to purchase. So as a marketer, you have to convince the vendor. So some of the vendor or the marketer that sells steel, machine tools, computer, this is product. Simply, this is business marketing product, or this is known as industrial products. Computer is industrial product, which needs for further operation or facilitation. Carrier service, simply this is cargo service. ምናልባት ወደብ ላይ እንግዲህ እንትን ካላችሁ ካሪየሮች ይኖራሉ ሰርቪስ የሚሰጡ ከወደብ አንስተው መኪና ላይ የሚጭኑ ሊሆን ይችላል። ስለዚህ እነዚህ ሰርቪስ ነው የሚሰጡት። ስለዚህ እነዚህ ኢንዱስትሪያል ሰርቪስ የሚሰጡ ፕሮዳክት ናቸው ማለት ነው። yes
ቬንደር ኦር ማርኬተር ነው የሚለው ዲፈረንስ አለው ወይስ ሴም ናቸው? ኦር ሰላም
ለምሳሌ ማርኬተር ሲሆን ቬንደር አይደለም የሚያደርገው። ቬንደር ማለት እንደ ፕሮዲውሰር እንደማለት ነው። ፕሮዲውሰር ራሱ ለምሳሌ ፕሮዲውስ አድርጎ ያን ነገር የሚሸጥ ይሆናል። ማርኬተር ሲሆን ግን they are professionals. So this is some of the definition. So this business market required to create value or benefit for buying organization or customers. Simply buying consumer and customer seems to be similar, but customer is general. So within customer, there are consumer customer and industrial product consumer customer. So in this case, why business marketing is important to create value or benefit for those organizations which purchase business industrial products. So in this case, we have to first identify a marketing process. We need to identify the need and the objectives of the purchase. So in this case, in consumer market, we have to identify the consumer need. In industrial market, we have to identify organizational need. So in this case, this is some of the example. A company manufacturing and marketing precision steel tube for bicycle, and a marketer involves in marketing. First, the marketer should identify the need of the company and the objective of the company. And this company's customer would be a bicycle manufacturer. This is a bicycle manufacturer. This bicycle manufacturer, there are a number of bicycle manufacturers. So this is Hero Cycle or Atlas. This is a kind of organization that manufacture different types of cycle. So in this case, this marketer should identify the need of this company and what type of quality they require. So these two types of bicycles are the most quality bicycle or cycle. So in this case, they need high precision or simply high quality steel tube for their bicycle or cycle. So in this case, as a marketer, first you have to identify the need of the organization and the need of the manufacturer, the need, and the type of quality they require. So in this case, this is how to identify as a marketer the need of the manufacturer, the quality requirement, the application of the tube, for what purpose this high quality tube is applicable, and the availability of one of the strategy for competition would be time, delivery on time, either on weekly basis or daily basis. So you have to understand the mode of delivery for this manufacturer. As a marketer, you have to know if they need daily, so you have to deliver the product on daily basis. If they need weekly, you have to deliver on a weekly basis. And there are also term of trade. I hope there are different terminologies used in trade. Is there anyone who is familiar with FOB, shipping point, FOB, destination? እነዚህም ኢንኮተርምስ ይባላሉ በትሬድ እንግዲህ ምናልባት ንግድ ውስጥ ተካላችሁ ማለት ነው ኢንትኑ ካላችሁ ወይም ኮርስ ላይ ማለ መሰለኝ አይ ቲንክ ኢንትሮዳክሽን ቱ ቢዝነስ ላይ ማለ ስምምነቶች ማለት ነው ተርም ኦፍ ትሬድስ ለምሳሌ ማቴሪያሉ ላይ አግሪመንታችሁ ላይ FOB ማለት ፍራይት ኦን ቦርድ ማለት ነው ፍራይት ማለት ትራንስፖርት እንደማለት ነው ሌላ ስሙ ነው ፍራይት ኦን ቦርድ ዴስቲኔሽን ማለት የዚህ አይነት አግሪመንት ተጽፎ ብታገኙ የት ነው ማድረስ የሚጠበቅባችሁ
ስካተስተማ ጉዳስ
ዴስቲኔሽን እና ሺፒንግ ፖይንት ይባላል ዴስቲኔሽን ከሆነ እሺ shipping point ከሆነ ምንድነው የሚሆነው
ልክ እንትኑ ባየሩ ማለት ነው ሴለሩ ልክ shipping point ድረስ ብቻ ነው የሚገደደው ማለት ካዘዋወረ በኋላ እስከ ዴስቲኔሽን አይደለም ማለት
ያ እስከ ገዢው ድረስ ማድረስ አይደለም የሚጠበቅበት የሆነ shipping point የሚባለው የመጫኛው ቦታ ድረስ ነው ልክ አንቺ ለምሳሌ አምራች ብትሆኚ ያመረትሽበትን ድርጅት እዛ መጥቶ መኪና ይጭናል እስክትጭኝ ድረስ ነው ግዴታሽ ምናልባት እንግዲህ የተለያዩ ተርሚኖሎጂዎች አሉ በትሬድ ምናልባት በተለይ ኢምፖርት ኤክስፖርት ላይ የተለያዩ እንትኖች አሉና አንድ ድርጅት ምን አደረገ መሰላችሁና በተለይ የውጭ ድርጅቶች ሲሆኑ እንደ ማርኬተር ኔጎሺዬት ስታረጉ ተርሚኖሎጂዎች ላይ ወይም ተርምስ ኦፍ ትሬድ ላይ በጣም ጥንቃቄ ያስፈልጋል ጥንቃቄ ማለት ነውና አንድ ድርጅት ነው ያው ስሙን just for the sake of example ነው ሰጣችሁ ስሙን አልነግራችሁምና መኪኖች ይገዛና ውሉ ላይ ምንድነው የሚለው shipping point ነው የሚለው FOB shipping point እና ሰውየው በቃ አስጭኖ ከዚህ በፊት ጅቡቲ ድረስ ያመጡለት ነበርና እዛው ገዝቶ ያው ዴሊቨሪ ያደርጋሉ ጥሎ ሲመጣ መኪናው ሲጠበቅ 1 ወር 2 ወር 3 ወር ይሆናል ከዛ በኋላ ቼክ ሲደረግ እንደኛ እኮ ግዴታ የለብንም እዛ የማድረስ አንተ ገዝተህ ጫኝ ፈልገህ አስጭነህ ነው የምትሄደው እንጂ እኛ ዴስቲኔሽን ከተባለ የኛ ዴስቲኔሽን የት ነው ጅቡቲ ወደብ ላይ ይሆናል ማለት ነው የውጭ ድርጅቶች ለምሳሌ ጀርመኖች ከሆኑ የጀርመን ወደብ ድረስ ብቻ ነው ፍራይት ትራንስፖርቱ ይሄ የደረቅ ትራንስፖርቱ ብቻ ነው እነሱ የሚጭኑት ማለት ነው ወስለው ወደብ ላይ ያደርሳሉ ከዛ በኋላ ጭነቱን አስጭኖ ዋጋውን ከፍሎ የሚመጣው ማን ይሆናል ማለት ነው ገዢ ይሆናል ማለት የኛ ገዢ ይሆናል ማለት ነው ስለዚህ አንዳንዴ እነዚህ terms of trade የምንላቸው በጣም አንደርስታንድ ባይዘው በጣም ብዙ ናቸው ኮምቢኔሽን አላቸው ለምሳሌ FCI ይባላል freight including insurance and cost ይላል ለምሳሌ ስታስጭኑ ኢንሹራንሱን የሚከፍለው አምራቹ ይሆናል ትራንስፖርቴሽን ኮስቱን የሚከፍለው አምራቹ ይሆናል ማለት ነው FIC ከሆነ ማለት ነው ኢንሹራንስ እና ኮስቱን ከበር ያደርጋል ትራንስፖርቴሽን ኮስት አንዳንዴ ምን ያደርጋሉ FC ብቻ ብለው ይልኩታል FC ይሄ ማለት በመንገድ ላይ ዳሜጅ ቢደረግ ምን ቢል አምራቹ ምን አይጠየቅም ማለት ነው ስለዚህ እነዚህ ነገሮች and the marketer you have to understand since you are a potential marketer you have to understand so similar must know small and branded firms industrial marketing they are branded give technical advice paint manufacturers doing business marketing there are a number of definition for this so at this point you have to understand the need and objective of industrial buyers so which is a little bit different from consumer market so what the objective of this business organization to purchase a particular product is it for facilitation or is it to solve a problem or there are different need or just for making a profit and so on you have to know the objectives so once you understood the objective you have to engage in exchange is simply it's a process to conduct an exchange so you need at least two party the buyer and the seller there must be willingness between and the ability to negotiate to each other no one will enforce the other if someone enforces to engage in exchange this is not a kind of marketing it's a kind of bravery or sometimes this is a kind of burglary ምክንያቱም አንድ ሰው ለምሳሌ አስገድዶት እንዲሸጥለት ቢያደርግ ኤክስቼንጅ ተካሄደ ይባላል አይባልም ስለዚህ ኤክስቼንጅ እንዲኖር በሁለቱ ፓርቲዎች በገዥና በሻጭ መካከል ስምምነት ሊኖር ይገባል አንዱን ሊያስገድድ አይገባም እና ኢኩቫለንት ቫልዩ ሊኖራቸው ይገባል in terms of price in terms of quantity in terms of quality ምናልባት after sales service ይባላል ለምሳሌ አንድ ማሽነሪ መጥቶ ቢገዛና አንድ የድርጅት መሪ ናችሁ እንበልና ያን ድርጅት ወክላችሁ ካገዛችሁ ያን ዕቃ ስትገዙ ኔጎሺዬት ታደርጋላችሁ ኤክስቼንጅ ይኖራል if you receive a machinery so you have to give an exchange a monetary value which is a price ከዛ በኋላ ምናልባት within the agreement there might be after sales service which means ምናልባት እንግዲህ ለቃው አዲስ ከሆናችሁ ለቃውን ኢንስቶል አድርጎ ከዛ በኋላ ትሬኒንግ ሰጥቶ የሚሄድ ያስፈልጋል ማለት ነው ሲሸጥላችሁ ቃው ብቻ አይደለም ይሸጣል ቃው ብቻ አይደለም ማለት ነው እንግዲህ ኳሊቲ ነው የሚሸጥላችሁ ቃውን ይሸጥላችሁ እንግዲህ ምናልባት እርግጠኛ አይደለሁም ካረሳውት ሶስት አይነት ፕሮዳክት ነው የምትገዙት አንዴ ኮር ፕሮዳክት አክቹዋል ፕሮዳክት እና after service product when augmented product ይባላል actual product የሚባለው physical product ነው core product የምትሉት ደግሞ ለምን purpose ነው ለምሳሌ አሁን እስክሪብቶ ስትገዙ ለምን purpose ነው የምትገዙት that's the core value ለመጻፍ ነው አይደል የምትገዙት ያ እሱ value ነው physical appearance እስክሪብቶ ደግሞ እሱ actual product ነው ከዛ በኋላ እንግዲህ ምናልባት after service የሚለው depending on the nature of the product ምናልባት አሁን የወሰድነው product ምናልባት service ላይ ያስፈልገው ይችላል ግን ስትገዙ አንድ ዕቃ ቢበላሽ ለምሳሌ ሰዎች ዋራንቲ ሲሰጧችሁ ምንድነው ከሸጡ በኋላ ሰርቪስ ሊሰጡላችሁ ለምሳሌ ጥገና ሊሆን ይችላል ሪፔር ሊሆን ይችላል ስልጠና ሊሆን ይችላል ሰጣሉ ማለት ነው ስለዚህ ኤክስቼንጅ ስናደርግ ፕሮዳክቱን የኤክስቼንጅ የምናደርገው ነገር not only the physical product we need the value of the product and after the service or after sales service product so this is the basic concepts of industrial product. So if the producer provides after sales service, so you will develop a kind of loyalty. You know, this loyalty, it could be core loyalty. You know, the status of loyalty would be core loyalty. There are stages of loyalties. Strong loyalty. ለምሳሌ ለአንድ ፕሮዳክት በጣም ሎያል ከስተመር ከሆናችሁ እስኪ ከለስላሳ ምርቶች በደንብ ለምሳሌ ያው እናንተ ለስላሳ ምርቶችን ልትጠቀሙ ትችላላችሁ ስለሰብኩ ነው ምን ፕሮዳክት ነው የምትጠቀሙት እስኪ ሚነግረኝ እና ሎያል ከስተመር ናችሁ ወይስ አይደላችሁ የሚለውን ጠይቃችኋል ሲገርዳ ምንድነው የምትጠቀሙ
ስልክ ነው በመሃል ይጣፋል
ኦኬ ብዙርቅ
ኮካ ኮላ
ኦኬ ሎያልነሽ ወይስ level of loyalty አለ ለምሳሌ ሎያል ከስተመር ሲባል ለምሳሌ ኮካ በጣም ጠምቶሽ ኮካ ኮላ ለቲክስ ያለሽ ደስ የሆነ ካፌ ይበልና ኮካ ኮላ የለም ቢልሽ ምንድነው ታይስ really አንዳንዴ ምን ይሆናል መሳጅ ሎያል ከስተመር ከሆነ ኮካ ኮላ ዞ ኮካ ኮላ የለም ፔፕሲ አለ ወይ ፋንታ አለ ቢሉ የሚቀየር ከሆነ they are not loyal customers joking customer ይባላል for that matter ከአንድ ፕሮዳክት ወደ ሌላ ፕሮዳክት ይዘል ከሆነ ማለት ነው ስለዚህ እንደ ኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬት እነዚህን ሰርቪሶች ስንሰጥ ምን ዲቨሎፕ እናደርጋለን ሎያሊቲ ማለት ነው ስለዚህ once you develop the loyalty so that customer will visit again and again so this is some of the purpose of marketer instead of creating a temporary relationship with the customers you know they need to, create a long-term relationship with their customers. So the ultimate objectives of marketing is creating a relationship with customers, a long-term relationship. Long-term. This long-term relationship could be partnership. Customers are loyal. Customers advocate your product on behalf of your company. So that's the marketing objectives. So in industrial marketing, marketers need to create, long-term relationship. They have to develop, loyal customers. So this is some of the definitions of marketing. Marketing is a societal process by which individuals and groups obtain what they need and what through creating, offering, freely exchanging products and services of value with others. This is freely. Whenever there is an exchange or marketing, so there should be a free consent between the buyers and the seller. There must be free consent. So in this case, marketing is simply, you can define, it's a philosophy, it's an attitude, a perception or perspectives, management operation or orientation, plus set of activities including product, price, promotion, and distribution. This is known as the marketing 4P. For marketing 4P. Distribution is replaced with place. So, according to the Charter, Institute of Marketing, marketing can be defined as it's a management as well as a societal process. Identifying, anticipating, satisfying customer requirements profitably. So this is what makes marketing, either it is industrial marketing or consumer marketing. They are similar in terms of definition. What makes them different is in terms of identifying the customer's requirements. In consumer market, marketers are identified individual requirements. In marketing, business marketing, marketers are identified the organization's requirement or organizational need. So this is some of the characteristics of both markets. እስኪ እዚህ ላይ ለምሳሌ ስለ ካራክተሪስቲክስ ስናወራ ምናልባት deciding target market. Who is the target markets of industrial market? The target market. Market simply a customer. Yeah, target market. Definitely. Your consumer market?
Individual, family,
households and so on.
Yeah.
Finding out needs and wants of target. What's the needs of an industrial customer? The need.
Production.
For production, for profit, for facilitation, to solve problems and so on. What's the needs of the consumer market? The need for personal consumption. For personal consumption. So for personal consumption, like for psychological, there are different forms of need. ምናልባት I'm not sure whether you are familiar or not hierarchy of needs hierarchy of individual needs የሰው ልጅ አምስት ፍላጎቶች አሉት እንግዲህ ምናልባት መታቋቸው ከሆነ ሰምታችሁ ታውቃላችሁ hierarchy of ለምሳሌ አብርሃም ማሰብ ዲቨሎፕ ያደረጋቸው አምስት የሰው ልጅ ፍላጎቶች ብሎ አይደንቲፋይ ያደረጋቸው አሉ okay to satisfy the basic need social need safety need esteem need and self actualization need እነዚህ አምስት ኒዶችን ሳቲስፋይ ለማድረግ እንግዲህ ኮንሱመር ማርኬት የሚያገለግለው ማለት ነው ለዛ ነው ማርኬተሮች ሁሉ ጊዜም አንድ ሰው የትኛው ሌቭል ኦፍ ኒድ ላይ እንዳለ ማወቅ አለባቸው ይባላል ለምሳሌ hierarchy of need ላይ ሶሻል ኒድን አልፎ ሰልፍ ስቲም ላይ ያለ ሰው እንደ ማርኬተር ምንድነው ልናስረዳው የሚገባው ሰልፍ ስቲም ታውቃላችሁ አይደል እንግዲህ ሰልፍ ስቲም ማለት ክብር የሚፈልግ ሰው እንደማለት ነው የሰው ልጅ አምስት እንትኖች አሉ መብላት ይፈልጋል ቋሚ የሆነ ስራ ይፈልጋል ሴፍቲ ሶሻል ኒድ የሚለው ደግሞ እውቅና ይፈልጋል ቤተሰብ መመስረት ይፈልጋል ምናምን የሚላል ሶሻል ኒድ የምንላቸው እንግዲህ ከሶሻል እንትን ጋር የተያዙ ነገሮች ማለት ነው አክቲቪቲዎች ሰልፍ ስቲም የምንለው ደግሞ እንግዲህ ሰዎች በሶሳይቲ ውስጥ መታወቅ ይፈልጋሉ ምን ማለት ይፈልጋሉ ሪስፔክት ይፈልጋሉ እንሰውን ራሳቸው ሊገልጽላቸው ያን ሪስፔክት ሊያሳይ የሚችል ፕሮዳክት ነው እኛ እንደ ማርኬተር ፐርሲዩት ልናረጋቸው የሚገባ ማለት ነው ስለዚህ ያው እንግዲህ ብዙ ሰው ሰልፍ አክቹዋላይዜሽን ላይ አይደርስም ይባላል የደረሱ ከሆነ በጣም ትንሽ ናቸው እስኪ የሚነግረኝ ሰው እስኪ የሂውማን የኮንሱመር ኒድ ላይ የመጨረሻው የሰዎች ሌቭል ኦፍ ኒድ ወይም ሃይራርኪ ኦፍ ኒድ ላይ ቶፕ ሌቭሉ ላይ የደረሱ የሚባሉ ፖሲብሊ እንዲሁ በእንትን ሳይሆን ምንድነው በማስረጃ የተደገፈ የምትሉት
ማንዴላ ኔልሰን ማንዴላ
በትክክል እንግዲህ በሊትሬቸር በምን የምታውቁትን ማለት ነው ከራሱ አልፎ ሰልፍ አክቹዋላይዜሽን ባይዘው የራስን ፍላጎት ካለፍን በኋላ ኦልሞስት ለሌሎች እንደመኖር ለማለት ነው ሰልፍ
ማዘር ትሬዛ
ዴፊኒትሊ በብዛት ሜንሽን የሚደረጉት ማዘር ትሬዛ እና የህንዳዊ ደግሞ ማን ነበር
እንትና ማናቸው የነጻነት ታጋዩ
ጋንዲ
ማህተማ ሰርተው ሁሉ ሰርተው እኛ እዚህ እንረሳለን አይደል ስለዚህ ልክ እንደዚህ ግን የሰው ልጅ ፍላጎት ሃይራርኪውን ተከትሎ ሲሄድ እንደ ማርኬተር አንደርስታንድ ማድረግ ይኖርባቸዋል ማለት ነው አንድ ሰው የት ደረጃ ላይ ደርሷል ለዚህ ሰው የሚያስፈልገው ምንድነው የሚለውን ነገር ማወቅ ይኖርብናል እንደ ማርኬተር ማለት ነው ስለዚህ we have to find out the need and wants of the target market ስለዚህ አሁን ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ላይ ስንሄድ ደግሞ እነዚህ ታርጌት ማርኬት የምንላቸው ለምንድን ነው የሚፈልጉት የሚለውን ነገር ማወቅ ይኖርብናል ለምሳሌ ለፕሮዳክሽን ለፕሮፊት ከሆነ ለምሳሌ አንዱ ኒዳቸው ምንድነው to make a profit ስለዚህ ፕሮፊት ከሆነ እንደ ማርኬተር ዝቅተኛ ኮስት ያላቸው ፕሮዳክቶችን ነው ልንሸጥላቸው የሚገባ ማለት ነው so we have to know the need and the wants of a target market እንግዲህ እነዚህ ናቸው የማርኬቲንግ ፕሮሰሱ ፍላጎታቸውን ካወቁ በኋላ ፍላጎታቸውን ሚት ሊያደርግ የሚችል ፕሮዳክት ማምረት ይሆናል developing a product and service to meet the requirement of those markets evolving marketing program and strategy to reach and satisfy the target market ስለዚህ ፕሮዳክቱን ዲቨሎፕ እናደርጋለን ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ እንግዲህ ማርኬቲንግ ስትራቴጂ ወይ ማርኬቲንግ ፕሮግራም የምንላቸው ለምሳሌ ደንበኞቻችን እንዴት ነው ልንደርስባቸው የምንችለው በቴሌቪዥን ማስታወቂያ ነው ሰው ለሰው በማስተዋወቅ ነው አድቨርታይዝመንት ሴልስ ፐርሰን በዲስትሪቢዩሽን ነው ምናምን የምንለው ስትራቴጂ ዲቨሎፕ እናደርጋለን ማለት ነው once we develop this so we can sell our product so this process is served for both consumer and industrial marketing ስለዚህ consumer marketing ይሁን industrial market እነዚህ ስቴፖች መከተል ይኖርብናል ማለት ነው የመጀመሪያው according to marketing philosophy ማለት ነው ይሄ የሚሰራው በማርኬቲንግ ፊሎሶፊ ምናልባት እንግዲህ ያው ሁሉንም ፊሎሶፊ ታስታውሳላችሁ ያስባለሁ ይሄ የማርኬቲንግ ፊሎሶፊ ነው ከአምስቱ ውስጥ እስኪ ፕሮዳክሽን ፊሎሶፊ ምንድነው የሚለው ይሄን ፕሮሰስ መከተል ይችላል አይችልም ምክንያቱም production philosophy ማለት regardless of the customer's need you have to produce the product with a minimum cost and available or accessible everywhere እንግዲህ ፊሎሶፊ ሲባል እንግዲህ ያንዳንዱ ድርጅት የራሱ የሆነ ፕሪንሲፕል አለው መመሪያ ይኖረዋል ማለት ነው ስለዚህ ምንም አይነት ፕሮዳክት ብታመርቱ እና በሚፈልጉት ቦታ በአነስተኛ ዋጋ ካደረሳችሁላቸው ማንኛውም ከስተመር ይገዛል ብለው ያስባሉ ይሄ ፕሮዳክሽን ፊሎሶፊ ነው ስለዚህ ፕሮዳክሽን ፊሎሶፊ is a kind of old philosophy ይሄ in out strategy ይባላል ያለንን ይዘን ወደ ውጭ መውጣት out in philosophy ማለት ደግሞ ይሄ ማለት ነው ማርኬቲንግ ፊሎሶፊ መጀመሪያ ደንበኞችን እናገኛለን ከደንበኞች ፍላጎት ተነስተን ፕሮዳክቱን ዲቨሎፕ እናደርገው ከሆነ ስለዚህ ከደንበኞች ከውጭ ወደ ውስጥ ነው ያየነው ማለት ነው ያለንን ይዘን እንወጣ ከሆነ ምናልባት ድሮ ይሰራል አሁን ግን ምናልባት የሰዎችን ፍላጎት በዋጋ ብቻ መሳብ አይቻልም ለዚህ ፍላጎቴ ካልሆነ የፈለገ ርካሽ ዕቃ ቢሆን ላልገዛ እችላለሁ nowadays ስለዚህ አሁን production philosophy it's a kind of old philosophy and traditional philosophy still there are different organizations following this philosophy the Chinese companies follow production philosophy እኛ ሀገር ውስጥ አመት የሚሸጡት የኛን ፍላጎት አይተዋል እኛ በዋጋ ስለማንደራደር ይገዛሉ ብለው ስለሚያስቡ ነው ማለት ነው ስለዚህ however we have to consider this philosophy for industrial or consumer market nowadays ቀደም እንትን ያላችሁ ዲስከስ እናረግ ያየናቸው ናቸው የኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬት ከኮንሱመር ማርኬት የሚለይበት አንዱ መገለጫው ምንድነው ጂኦግራፊካሊ ኮንሰንትሬትድ ኮንሱመር ማርኬትስ ዲስፐርስድ ያለው ማለት yeah ስለዚህ this is the characteristics of industrial market geographically concentrated in large city customers are relatively few they are few ለምሳሌ ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ ያሉ ድርጅቶችን ብታዩ as compared with consumer market ከ110 ሚሊዮን consumer market ጋር ብታስተያዩት በጣም few ነው ማለት ነው distribution channels are short distribution channel በብዛት ዳይሬክት ይሆናል ወይም በመካከላቸው ውስጥ አንድ ማርኬቲንግ ኢንተርሚዲየሪ ይኖራል ማርኬቲንግ ኢንተርሚዲየሪ በኮንሱመር ማርኬት ግን ሪቴይለር ይኖራል ምናልባት እስኪ let me show this one new share ምናልባት እዚህ ጋር ፕሮዲውሰር ይኖራል በኮንሱመር ማርኬት ማለት ነው ከፈለጋችሁ ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ልበለውና ይሄን ፕሮዲውሰር ይኖራል ከዛ ቀጥሎ ሪቴይለር ሊሆን ይችላል ከዛ ቀጥሎ ኮንሱመር ሊሆን ይችላል ይሄ አንድ ቻናል ነው ወይም ፕሮዲውሰር ሪቴይለር ከዛ ምናልባት ሆልሴለር no here it is wholesaler retailer and consumer when producer agent wholesaler retailer and consumer this is a little bit long whereas in industrial market either direct market producer to consumer or can take the first one or either of the two producer wholesaler or retailer consumer a little bit short so in this case since this retailer may not be necessary in large purchase since industrial market involves in large or bulk purchase so in this case producers may sell the wholesaler and the wholesaler sell to the customer this is industrial buyer so in this case it's a little bit short as compared with industrial market consumer market buyers or customers are well informed ምናልባት እነዚህ ሲገዙ ጨረታ ወጥቶም ሊሆን ይችላል ስለ ድርጅቱ ብዙ ነገሮችን አጥንተው ነው የሚገዙት well informed ናቸው ምን አይነት ዕቃ ዋጋቸው ምን ያህል እንደሆነ ኳሊቲው ኳንቲቲው ምን ያህል እንደሆነ ሁሉንም ኢንፎርሜሽን ጋዘር አድርገው ነው since the purchase is bulk or large individual ግን ምናልባት ከማን እንደምንገዛው እንኳን ላናገኝ እንችላለን ኢንፎርሜሽን ላናገኝ እንችላለን ማለት ነው well informed አይደለም ማለት ነው unless we are involved in special purpose special purchase ለምሳሌ special purpose የምንላቸው ትልቅ ዕቃዎችን ስንገዛ ቤት ስንገዛ ሊሆን ይችላል አልባዝ እንቁ መኪና ሊሆን ይችላል ለዚህ ስፔሻል ፕሮዳክት የምንላቸው ስንገዛ ግን we have to conduct some investigation buying organizations are highly organized ነው የሚባለው ቢያንስ 5 የሰው የግዢ ክፍሎች ሳተፉበታል 5 የግዢ ክፍሎች ቢያንስ ማለት ነው ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ላይ ግን የሚሳተፈው only the consumer የሚገዛው ሰው ብቻ ነው በፋብሪካ አንድ ጓደኛ ያስከትል ማለት sophisticated purchasing technique sophisticated ምንላቸው ለምሳሌ ግልጽ ጨረታ ሊሆን ይችላል ውስን ጨረታ ሊሆን ይችላል እነዚህ የምንላቸው ወደ 4 አይነት የግዢ አይነቶች አሉ በኢንዱስትሪያል ፐርቼዝ ማለት ነው ኦፕን ቢድ አለ restricted bid አለ competitive bid አለ የተለያዩ አይነት እነዚህ sophisticated purchasing technique ይባላሉ ስለዚህ ምናልባት እንግዲህ purchasing መጽሐፍ ኮርስ ካላችሁ types of purchase ብሎ እዛ ላይ ያቀርባቸዋል ግን ለማንኛውም ሲገዛ sophisticated የተባለበት organized በሆኑ የሰው ኃይል ስለሚከናወን ማለት ነው purchasing decisions are made on observable stages in industrial እንግዲህ ከሚሳተፉት 5 የግዢ አካላት ውስጥ እያንዳንዱ ላይ decision ይካሄዳል ማለት ነው decision ስለዚህ observable የሆነ decision ይኖራል ማለት ነው ውሳኔ ስለዚህ እነዚህ ናቸው እንግዲህ ሰመራይዝ አድርጎ ሲያቀርበው ኢንዱስትሪያል ፐርቼዝ የምንለው concentrated, relatively fewer buyers, geographically dispersed, mass market ይባላል። እንግዲህ ቅድም ታስታውሱ ከሆነ የመጀመሪያው ምንድነው ማስ ማርኬቱን በኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬት ክላሲፋይድ ተደርጎ የተወሰኑ ግሩፖችን የሚሸጡት የተወሰኑ ይሄ ግን ማስ ማርኬት የምንለው the customers we can consider 110 million of Ethiopian citizens as a potential customer the consumer market customer ማለት ነው። the product technique የምንለው technical complexity customized product እንግዲህ ያው technical complexity ማለት ስፔሲፊኬሽን ወጥቶለት ምናምን የሚሸጥ ስለሆነ ማለት ነው። እኛ ግን ስታንዳርዳይዝድ ነው። ሱሪ መግዛት ከፈለጋችሁ የትም ቦታ ሄዳችሁ ቁጥር ለክታችሁ ስፔሲፊኬሽን አታወጡም። ስፔሲፊኬሽናችሁ ቁጥር ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ጫማ መግዛት ከፈለጋችሁ በሴንዲንግ ሌላው ምን ሰርቪስ ነው። ሰርቪስ timely delivered and available very important. Service delivery available is somewhat important. እንግዲህ ያው የዚህኛው ምናልባት ዴሊቨሪ በጣም ወሳኝ የበልክ ፐርቼዝ ማለት ነው። ዴሊቨሪ በኮንሱመር ማርኬት ግን ኦን ዘ ስፖት ትራንዛክሽን ሲካሄድ ዴሊቨሪ ይካሄዳል ማለት ነው። እንግዲህ የገዢዎቹ ቢሄቪየር ነው እዚህ ጋር የሚወሰነው። ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ሲሆን የገዢው ቢሄቪየር የሚወሰነው በሚገዛው የዕቃ አይነት፣ በቤተሰቦቹ፣ በጓደኞቹ ሊሆን ይችላል። እንግዲህ ባለው የገንዘብ መጠን ሊሆን ይችላል። ፐርሰናል ሪሌሽንሺፕ የምንለው ማለት ነው። በኢንዱስትሪያል ፐርቼዝ ጊዜ ግን የሚወሰን የገዢዎቹ ባህሪ 5 ፓርቲዎች ይሳተፋሉ ብያቸዋለሁ። ምናልባት እንግዲህ ቅድም ከነዛ ውስጥ የሰዎቹ ኮሌክቲቭ ቢሄቪየር ነው ግዢውን የሚወስነው ማለት ነው። involvement of various functional areas in both buyers and suppliers firm. Decisions are made on rational performance basis. Technical expertise are important. Stable interpersonal relationship between buyers and sellers. ለዚህ በእያንዳንዱ functional area ያሉ ሰዎች ወሳኝነት ይኖራል ማለት ነው። አንዳንዴ the process of purchasing in industrial market is a little bit bureaucratic. Someone may entertain his personal need in the purchasing process. So in this case, this purchasing process may be, difficult to achieve its purpose because, within these functional areas, someone may be inject his personal or her personal interest in the buying process. ስለዚህ እዚህ ላይ ምንድነው ምናልባት ፕሮሰሱ ኢፌክቲቭ እንዳይሆን የሚያደርገው ይሄኛው ኢንዱስትሪያል ፕሮሰስ ፐርቼዝ ፕሮሰሱን አንዳንድ ሰው የራሱን ፍላጎት በዛ ውስጥ ማስተናገድ ይፈልጋል ማለት ነው። እዚያ ካልሆነ ለምሳሌ እኔ ዋናው ማናጀር ሆነና ግዥ ፕሮፎርማ ተሰብስቦ ሲመጣ እንትና ጋር ይገዛ ተብሎ ምናልባት አይ እንትና ጋር ካልተገዛ ግዥ አይፈጸምም ብል እንግዲህ የመጨረሻ አጽዳቂው ከሆንኩ ስለዚህ ስታክ ያደርጋል ማለት ነው። ስታክ ያደርጋል። ይሄ በምን ምክንያት ነው? በኔ ፍላጎት ምክንያት ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ምናልባት ከሻጩ ጋር ያለኝ ቅርበት ሊሆን ይችላል እንደዚህ የሚያደርገው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ the behavior of the marketing or the business marketing process will be affected by the interaction of the buying functional areas. At least 5 functional areas were involved in this buying process. ስለ ዲሲሽኑ እንግዲህ ኦብዘርቬብል ስቴጅ አለ። ግዢ ይጸድቃል መጀመሪያ ፎርማ ይሰበሰባል ምናምን ያለ ውሳኔዎች በየደረጃው ይሄዳሉ። ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ላይ ግን ኦብዘርቬብል አይደለም። ምንወስነው in our black box ምናልባት ፕሪንሲፕል ኦፍ ማርኬቲንግ ላይ ታስታውሱ ከሆነ ብላክ ቦክስ ሚል አለ። ብላክ ቦክስ ማለት እንግዲህ ያው የኛ ውሳኔ የምንወስንበት የእንትናችን ማለት ነው፣ አእምሯችን ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ውሳኔ በሰውየው ጭንቅላት ውስጥ ይወሰናል ኢንዲቪጁዋል ከሆነ። በድርጅት ከሆነ ግን በሃይራርኪው መሰረት በግዢ ሃይራርኪ ውስጥ በሚሳተፉ ሰዎች ውሳኔ መሰረት ኦብዘርቬብል የሆነ ውሳኔ ይወሰናል ማለት ነው። ቻናል ስታይል ሾርት ነው። ይሄኛው መልቲ ላየር ይኖረዋል ማለት ነው። ኦፍ ኢንተርሚዲየትስ ቅድም ያየነው ይሄ ፕሮሞሽናል ካራክተሪስቲክ የምንለው እንግዲህ ያው emphasis on personal selling ፐርሰናል ሴሊንግ ማለት አንድ ሰው ሴልስ ፐርሰን ያስፈልገናል። ይሄኛው ምናልባት እንግዲህ በአድቨርታይዝመንት ነው የምንገዛው ወይም እንደ ድርጅት ኮንሱመር ማርኬት ውስጥ ኢንቮልቭ የምናደርግ ከሆነ በብዛት አድቨርታይዝመንት ነው የምናየው። ኮመርሻል ቢዝነስ ውስጥ ከገባን ግን ወይም ኢንዱስትሪያል ማርኬት ከገባን ግን አትሊስት ሂውጅ amount of purchase ነው የሚኖረው። ስለዚህ ፐርሰናል ሴሊንግ ያስፈልገዋል ማለት ነው። ከፕራይስ አንፃር እንግዲህ ሊስት ፕራይስ ማክሲመም ሪቴል ፕራይስ ነው የሚለው እንግዲህ የኮንሱመር ማርኬት። ይሄኛው ቀደም ያልኳችሁ ነው። የተለያዩ ሶፊስቲኬትድ ሜተድ ነው። ኮምፒቲቲቭ ቢድ፣ ኔጎሺዬሽን ፕራይስ፣ ሊስት ፕራይስ ፎር ስታንዳርድ ፕሮዳክት። አንዳንድ ድርጅቶች ይሄን ኮምፒውተር ለምሳሌ ነው የማስተምርበትን ኮምፒውተር ስታንዳርዱን አውጥቼ ለዚህ ስታንዳርድ ሊስት ፕራይስ ማቅረብ የሚችል ብለው ሊያወዳድሩ ይችላሉ። ለዚህ ሊስት ፕራይስ ፎር ስታንዳርድ ፕሮዳክት ብሎ ሊሆን ይችላል። ወይም ኔጎሺዬት ያደርጋሉ። ይሄ ፕሮዳክት በዚህ ያህል መሸጥ ይችላል ነው ብለው ኔጎሺዬት ያደርጋሉ ወይም ግልጽ ጨረታ ያወጣሉ ማለት ነው። this is how to set a price። ይሄ እንኳን የተደገመ ይመስለኛል እዚህ ጋር። ስለዚህ ለዛሬ ቢበቃንና ጥያቄ ካላችሁ እዚህ ጋር እንቀጥላለን ኔክስት ማለት ነው። Any question? Any question?
ልዩነት መፍጠር ዓላማችን ነው። ዓለም አቀፍ ተወዳዳሪ መሆን አለባችሁ። የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ ጥራትና ደረጃውን የጠበቀ ስልጠና በመስጠት ብቁ ዜጋ እያፈራን ነው። በፍላይት ኦፕሬሽን፣ በበረራ መስተንግዶ፣ በቲኬቲንግና ሪዘርቬሽን፣ በሆቴልና ቱሪዝም ሙያዎች አሰልጥነን ተወዳዳሪ እናደርጎታለን። ኮሌጃችን ካናዳ ከሚገኘው ኢንተርናሽናል ኤር ትራንስፖርት አሶሲዬሽን አያታና ከእንግሊዙ ICM ጋር በመተባበር ዓለም አቀፍ ዕውቅና ያለው ስልጠና እየሰጠ ይገኛል። በፍላይት ኦፕሬሽን፣ በበረራ መስተንግዶ የምንሰጣቸው ስልጠና ከኢትዮጵያ ሲቪል አቪዬሽን ባለስልጣን ሙሉ ዕውቅና አለው። አድራሻ ከጎላጉል ታወር 22 አደባባይ ወደ ሾላ በሚወስደው መንገድ ላይ የናሽናል ኤርዌይስ እህት ኩባንያ ናሽናል አቪዬሽን ኮሌጅ ህልሞን እውን ያደርጋል።